All right, welcome in, everyone. Ready to deep dive into Fay Hospital.
Sounds intriguing.
We've got a lot to work with here. We've got pieces of the story itself,
Oh, cool.
notes about maybe turning it into something bigger.
Okay.
And to make things extra interesting, even a Reddit thread all about those weird things that happened in hospitals. You know, the real-life spooky stuff.
I love those.
So we're going to really unpack this whole thing.
Oh.
Get to know these characters, see what makes them tick.
Right?
And then the big question, could this be a podcast?
Ooh.
A Netflix series? Maybe.
Interesting.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Got the popcorn ready?
Well, right off the bat, it was the mix of normal and supernatural that got me hooked.
Yeah.
Like, imagine Grey's Anatomy, but then, bam, dark fantasy hits you.
It starts pretty normal, though. Fay Hospital.
Hmm.
Sounds like any other hospital, right?
Yeah.
But there's this creepy undercurrent. Something's off.
I see.
We meet Shelley down. She's a nurse, works hard, but she's got this problem. She owes money to a loan shark.
Uh-uh.
His name's Terry.
All right.
And then there's the head nurse, Morgan Le Fay.
Okay.
Charming, professional, you know the type.
Yeah, yeah.
But hold on. She's a shapeshifter.
Whoa. Wait, what?
Yeah, and not just like changing her own form.
Hmm.
She can transform other things, too.
Right.
Creatures, objects, anything, it seems like.
That's some serious power.
And Shelley finds out just how powerful Morgan is the hard way.
Uh-oh, how so?
There's this scene. Shelley accidentally sees Morgan using her powers
Yeah.
to kill a patient.
What?
Yeah, a Mr. Bale, room 205.
Oh, wow. Talk about a workplace hazard.
Right. That's when everything changes for Shelley.
Yeah, I bet.
She's terrified, obviously.
Yeah.
But she's also got this huge debt hanging over her.
Right.
Really makes you think, what would you do?
Yeah, tough spot.
Stay quiet, maybe become the next victim,
Right.
or try to expose Morgan.
Yeah,
But that could be deadly.
that's true.
Shelley does something pretty daring. She decides to blackmail Morgan.
Bold move.
She needs $15,000 to pay off Terry.
Okay.
This seems like her only way out.
Risky though, right?
Super risky, yeah. Do you think it was a smart move?
Oh, it definitely shows how desperate she is, but I gotta say, her guts, that's something.
And what's even crazier is Morgan's reaction.
Yeah.
She's not angry, not even really threatened. It's like she's almost fuddly intrigued.
Really?
And get this, she agrees to pay.
Wow.
I know, right? It's like, even though she's being blackmailed, she's still totally in control.
Yeah, because of her powers.
Those shape-shifting powers give her this crazy edge over everyone.
Definite.
But for Shelley, things are getting even more complicated.
I'll bet.
More dangerous, too. I think she's playing with fire.
Oh, absolutely. The way Morgan finds it all kind of funny, that's not a good sign.
No.
You don't want to underestimate her. For Shelley, the stakes just went way up.
And then we get this super tense scene. Shelley, Morgan, and Terry, the loan shark, all together.
Intense.
Desperate nurse, shape-shifting boss, ruthless criminal, all in one room.
Ooh. What happens?
Well, it's not what you'd expect. We see Morgan just casually using her power. She transforms Terry.
Into what?
A harmless, toothless dog.
What? Seriously?
Yeah, it's her punishment for threatening Shelley.
That's wild. Talk about unexpected consequences, right?
Totally. The scene's got this dark humor, but it's also chilling.
Yeah.
Like a reminder of how different Morgan is.
Totally.
Almost like she's sending a message to Shelley, don't even think about crossing me.
Yes.
But on the other hand, Shelley's finally free of that debt.
True.
Relief and terror all at once.
Wow.
It's like she escaped one problem only to end up in a bigger one.
Yeah.
How do you think? Was that a deal worth making?
That's what makes the story so good. It makes you think, be careful what you wish for. Shelley just wanted to survive, but her actions, they have these consequences, leading her down a path that's even more dangerous. I love how the story doesn't shy away from that, from those tough moral questions. It really gets you thinking.
It does. It's like she's in this whole new world now, different rules, different consequences. We also got these notes about adapting Fay Hospital, and they say it could be huge.
Really?
Yeah, it's got medical drama, thriller stuff, dark humor, even a bit of fantasy.
Wow, sounds like a lot going on.
You never know what's going to happen next.
Mm.
Think it could work as a podcast or like a Netflix series?
Oh, totally. It's practically screaming for a dramedy adaptation. It's got that darkness underneath, but then these bursts of crazy humor.
Yeah.
Imagine Morgan, super powerful shapeshifter, dealing with like hospital budgets 1 minute, then turning loan sharks into puppies the next.
I know, right? And those strong female characters, they really pull you in.
Yeah, they do.
Shelley, she's in way over her head.
For sure.
But she's smart, she's tough, she wants to survive.
She does.
And then Morgan, morally ambiguous, you can't help but be fascinated by her.
Yeah, you really can't.
Is she a villain? An anti-hero? What do you think?
That's what makes her so interesting. She's right on that edge of, like, what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
But there's this hint of her own, I don't know, twisted code she lives by. I love how the story goes into those darker parts of people.
Yeah, it does.
How far they'll go for power, for survival. Does that ever, make you think about people you've met?
Mm-hmm.
People who don't play by the rules.
And the notes say to really play up the dramedy angle.
Oh, yeah.
I think that could be amazing.
I know, right?
Imagine a podcast. Goes deep into their backstories.
Like, how'd Morgan even get those powers?
Exactly. Like, how'd she end up at Fay Hospital?
Hmm.
We could hear things from Shelley's point of view.
Oh, yeah.
Like, watching this crazy world unfold. Maybe even hear from other people who work at the hospital.
Like people who've seen Morgan do her thing.
Yeah, would you listen to something like that?
The possibilities are endless. Imagine throwing in some of those real-life hospital stories from that Reddit thread.
Oh, yeah.
Blur the lines between fiction and reality.
I like it.
Make it super immersive, super creepy, pull people right into that world.
Yeah, and then they're left wondering, what's real, what's just a story?
Exactly.
And the humor. Some parts are so over the top, you can't help but laugh.
Oh, for sure.
It's that mix of scary and funny that makes shows like What We Do in the Shadows so good.
It does.
Speaking of laughing out loud moments, any scenes from Fay Hospital you think would be great on screen?
Oh, definitely. Picture this. Morgan's going to explain this crazy shapeshifter mess to the hospital board.
Yeah.
But she's got to act all professional, keep up appearances.
Yeah.
The contrast between how calm she is and the absolute chaos she caused, that's comedy gold.
Or how about this? Shelley's in a staff meeting, but she's terrified.
Oh, yeah.
Constantly looking over her shoulder.
Like waiting for Morgan to turn her into a stapler or something.
Right. Just for like some small mistake.
Exactly. That's hilarious.
Much comedic potential.
It's finding that balance, dark and light, scary and funny.
Yeah, yeah.
I think with the right people working on it, Fay Hospital could be a massive hit as a podcast, as a Netflix series, anything.
Okay, for all you character analysts out there, let's talk about Morgan for a second.
Okay.
Is she just this power-hungry monster? Or is there more to her? The way she dealt with Terry, the loan shark, kind of feels like twisted justice, right?
Yeah, it does.
Almost like she's protecting Shelley in her own weird way.
Yeah.
So what do you think, villain or anti-hero?
That's the question, isn't it?
It is.
She's definitely ruthless. But then you see these moments of, I don't know, almost compassion.
Yeah.
But it's always on her terms.
It is.
Maybe she sees something of herself in Shelley. Another woman trying to make it in a world that doesn't get them.
What do you think of that idea?
That's a really interesting thought.
It adds this whole other layer to their relationship, right?
Yeah.
It's not just master and servant.
More to it.
Maybe Morgan wants someone who understands her, someone who gets the whole shapeshifter thing, the burden of it.
And speaking of burdens, remember that Reddit thread?
Oh, yeah. Those real-life hospital stories.
That can be just as creepy as anything made up.
Some of them are really scary. People seeing shadows, hearing voices.
Yeah.
Patients just vanishing. It gives me chills just thinking about it.
I know. It really makes you think, even in hospitals, all these bright lights, sterile surfaces, there's still room for the unexplained.
The things that go bump in the night. Makes you wonder what's hiding behind all those closed doors, right? Have you ever experienced anything weird in a hospital?
Yeah, anything strange, unsettling. We want to hear your stories.
I love it.
Those real stories, they tap into that fascination we all have with the supernatural.
Yeah.
That idea that there's more to the world than what we see.
Definitely.
They give us a peek into those hidden parts of reality where normal and extraordinary, they just crash together. And that brings us right back to Fay Hospital.
It does.
It's a story that does that so well, mixes those lines.
It makes you think, is there a Morgan Fay in every hospital?
Right.
Someone with secrets, someone bending reality, just like that.
It's a scary thought.
Maybe that's why we love these stories so much.
Yeah, maybe.
They let us face those fears,
Safely.
Explore the unknown,
Yeah.
but from the comfort of our couch.
Exactly.
It's like a mental workout, but for those what-if situations.
I like that, a mental workout.
So we're wrapping up our deep dive into Fay Hospital.
Okay.
But I gotta ask you, if you had that shape-shifting power, like Morgan,
Hmm.
what's the first thing you'd transform into? And why?
That's a tough one.
Would you be evil or just have some fun with it?
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
That's
About
it.
what we do with that kind of power.
About what kind of person we are deep down.
Would we be like Morgan, wanting more and more power?
Yeah.
Or would we use it to help others?
Even if it meant giving up a normal life.
Exactly.
I think that's a great question to leave our listeners with.
It is.
Even the craziest stories can make us think about ourselves.
That's true.
If you want more medical mysteries, check out Georgia Moss's other work
Oh, yeah, and don't forget that Reddit thread.
for those real-life hospital chills.
Some of them are truly unbelievable.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been fun.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.